What's going on, guys? It's Cliff here. Now, welcome into Cricket Captain 2017. I did say it was going to be a while before I did have some gameplay of this, but I thought, why not go and get straight into it? And that is exactly what we have done. We are taking on New Zealand here in the first game of the Champions Trophy. And looking at things now, it hasn't changed a whole lot since the 2016 game. But does still look good. Obviously, we've got the new backdrop that we do have here. We've got a pretty stock standard New Zealand side, as you can see. Henry Nicholson, which a lot of people probably don't know a whole lot about him, has only really played Test cricket for us, but a very good one-day player as well. Munro, Sam Neesham, obviously the standard guys we're going to have as our all-rounders. Corey Anderson is out for the first few games of the tournament. He has a finger injury, I believe, but we'll be back very shortly, and we need to get a bloody move on here. Because we are striking at incredibly slow strike rate. We need to start hitting some boundaries, start getting some runs. And there's Guppy gone for 19. And that is not what we wanted, because we're through 11 overs. Stark and Hazelwood are really getting a bit of the rub of the green, it must be said. And are doing pretty well. They're just absolutely smashing it around. Bowling continuously as well, which isn't too bad of it. Well, it's not too bad for me, because it does mean that the two strike bowlers are being bowled out very early on. That's a nice shot from Latham over the top for 4. We just need to make sure that he doesn't go and get himself out now, because we have started to lift the run rate up a little bit. And as I said, good that we are getting through these guys so quickly. So I think Hazelwood bowled 9 overs in a row. It brings in another pacer in Pat Cummins. I'm not sure who their fourth seam up bowler, James Pattinson. So they're going with that 4-prong pace attack that a lot of people say could be playing in this year's Ashes with Stark, Hazelwood, Pattinson, and Pat Cummins. Obviously a very dangerous quartet. I was going to say trio, but quartet of quick bowlers. Obviously all can bowl very quick, all get around that 145, possibly even 150 at times, especially Cummins and Mitchell Stark. Hazelwood probably, you know, high to early 140s is probably where he goes, but he relies a little bit more on swing and seam rather than just out and out pace. And I was just going to say it was a really good decision to play Tommy Latham in this game, because he's doing very well, and then he goes and gets himself out. So I did say I had Corey Anderson obviously on the subs bench today as well. I also have, well, I've made a bit of a change. Obviously, this is the New Zealand Reborn series that we've been doing for a while now. It does give us a chance to obviously blood some young players, and that is exactly what I've done. I brought in Glenn Phillips from Auckland. Now, for those who don't follow much New Zealand cricket, you won't know much about this kid. I think he's played like New Zealand age groups and stuff like that. He has played a couple of 2020 internationals, I believe, opened the batting, but very good domestically at the moment. I think in the 2016-2017 season, he became one of very few players who actually hit, I think he may be the first player actually to hit 100 in all 3 formats of the game. So that in itself is a feat alone. And the kid has plenty of potential, so fingers crossed he can come good for us here. We've got Tommy Latham with gloves. Luke Ronke is still in this game. However, I just thought, you know, with him obviously retiring recently, that it is a good chance for him to, well, I guess for us to blood some new players. So that's what we've done. Probably the Champions Trophy, not really the right place to do that. And Henry Nicholls gets away with one there. He gets an inside edge first ball that has dropped away for 4. And we are starting to up the run rate a little bit now. John Hastings in. He is the 5th bowler. So not using any spinners today, which I guess is a tactic we have come to expect a little bit from the Australians, especially in one-day internationals. They really do like going and playing those 5 quick bowling options. You know, if they do have a spinner, it will be very part-time. It'll be someone like Glenn Maxwell. No, actually, in saying that, they have used Adam Zampa quite a lot recently. I guess that is probably due to the conditions that they're playing in. Playing in England, obviously the ball does not swing as much as other parts of... sorry, it doesn't spin as much as other parts of the world. It does swing more. So that's why you are more inclined to obviously go with those quick bowling options, which is what we've done. We've loaded our side up with seamers today. We do have Mitchell Santner to go and really hold down an end. Not a huge spinner of the ball. He's more of a guy who is just, as I said, going to hold up an end and do a job for you. So I think Williamson in our first game in this career mode has gone excuse me, and picked himself up 100. It was very well needed as well, because things were looking a little bit dire towards the end. We just really needed to go and pick up the run rate, but that's what we're doing now. We are going basically all out attack, trying to grab ourselves some quick runs to finish things off. There's a 50 from Henry Nichols, so a great start from him as well. Really was a hard decision to choose between him and Neil Broom, who I wanted in that number 5 spot. I went for Henry Nichols, obviously a bit young, quite a bit younger, I should say, than Neil Broom, and a guy who potentially I have a bit of time to groom into that number 5 role, not just in one-day internationals, but in test matches as well. So that is why he is in the side. He's getting the job done now. It would be interesting to see when Corey Anderson comes back where we manage to go and bat him. Also, if Glenn Phillips will get a run in this tournament. It is hard because in the Champions Trophy, new all-time record for Kane Williamson, 138 he has scored. But it is tough because obviously there is only 3 games that you play in the group stage. You can't really afford to lose any. And I think Nichols has played out a dot to finish there. So we finished 288 for 3. Great partnership at the end by Williamson and Nichols to get us up over there. And the one thing I do like is that the pitch is starting to deteriorate. I did opt to... Jesus Christ, Steve Smith opening batting, are you serious? I did opt to bowl first, just because of the way that the pitch was playing, and I thought if I did get a chance to bat on it first, we could potentially ruffle a few feathers and get just a few early wickets, hopefully, and get some... just make some inroads in the pitch as well. But Smith, he has other ideas about that. Very unusual to see him opening the batting as well. And this is looking like it is going to be an absolute run fest for the Australians. So we are going to need some wickets. Quick, smart, it must be said. Because Finch is just on an absolute demolition derby at the moment. 27 off 17 he was. And Bolt has been taken to big time today. I don't know how much longer I can honestly bowl the kid, because he is just getting hit around. Tim Southey isn't doing too much better. And we need some wickets quick. We'll bring in Matt Henry. As soon as those the power plays finish, we are chucking this field back, because this game is going in the complete opposite direction than it did for us. In our first 10 overs, we were slow as. We struggled. We couldn't get anything going. However, for the Australians, they can get everything going. It is just... change my field. Oh, hang on. We haven't bowled 10 overs yet. They're treating this like a 2020. They've got 87. Jesus Christ. 87. Just like that. Off the power play. We finally get a maiden. I think that was from Jimmy Neesham. And we, as I said, we are going to need some wickets here. One thing that has changed, and I did talk about this in my video, we do not see, obviously, that man at short leg now for defensive fields, which I think is huge. He's obviously out. He's fielding probably just at a square leg, I guess. And we do find the edge as we have put the field out. I mean, you can't expect to have a slip in this situation here. Australia are absolutely running away with this game at the moment. But it's good to have that guy there. Good to not have... Oh, I'll run him out, please. Oh, God damn it. God damn it. I honestly don't know what to do here. I'm going to turn to spin. It's not going to matter because we have gone and got Finch finally for 64 off 58. That brings Glenn Maxwell into the frame. And I am going to bring in some spin, and hopefully we can just slow things down. Colin Munro as well, because Trent Bolt, you've really struggled today, son. I don't know if you're going to get through your full 10 overs, just with the way it has gone. But in saying that, Munro could be worse. You know, the medium pace, Steve Smith and the Australians could take a liking to it. He is, I must say, in this game, Colin Munro, I guess like in real life, especially with his bowling, is very hit and miss. He can either be very good for you or very bad for you. And it's looking like today he is going to be very bad. He is going to go for runs. He is not going to go and pick us up wickets. So I do need to be careful because I do want to try and take this game deep if we can. But we do need to pick up wickets as well, because at the moment, the way things stand, Australia are going to get there quite comfortably. So Monroe will give you another one. As I said, it's risky, but he's one of those guys, he just bowls those dibbly-dobbly medium paces. That over there is pretty good. It's only gone for 5. But we really do need wickets. Santner is getting a bit of turn, which is a positive sign. That's why I have stuck with Munro, you know, the medium pace. Hopefully he can just send down some cutters. And he's only going for 5 and over at the moment. So it is hard to take him out of the attack when he has brought it back. He did get taken to early on piece. But we need some wickets, man. We need wickets. Trent Bolt, I'm looking at you. You're coming back into the attack, son. Grab us something, and that is exactly what he has done. He's gone and picked up Glenn Maxwell for 23. Steve Smith, on the other hand, he has raced away to 90 off just 89 deliveries, playing that Williamson-type role in this game. And I can't believe that he's opening. I can't believe that David Warner's not playing. And this is... I'm really happy with this. I'm really happy with the way Trent Bolt has come back. He did get taken to big time in those first couple of overs. He's come back very strong. Obviously picked us up that wicket that we needed. And we just need to keep doing that. 15 overs to go, and I think only 67 left to get. So wickets are crucial. And there's Matty Wade batting at number 4, gone. And I don't want to say that this Australian side does have a weak tail, but I think if we can get through Head, get through Lynn, and get down to Cummins, especially with 50-odd runs needed, then we are going to be not necessarily in the driver's seat, but it could send a few nerves down the Australian spine. Smith has gone and picked up his 100 in the meantime as well, so that's a very good innings from him. And Travis Head just picks the gap in the offside with that last shot. What a shot that was. And we are going to bowl out these two openers, try and get a wicket. So Southee finishes none for 69. We'll bring back Neesham because he's been one of our better bowlers today, and probably Matt Henry as well, just because they are the frontline guys, and hopefully they can get us something. That actually worked well with Munro and Santner bowling 5 each. I didn't even plan that, to be fair, and it's worked very well. There is a clanger, a catch from Latham, so that is what we need. 34 needed, so we're not really at that stage where I said that we would be in the driver's seat now, especially with that 6 from Lynn and a boundary, and it's looking as though it is going to be a loss first up for New Zealand. They put on a very good score, but there is Chris Lynn gone. Still 19 needed, but you'd have to say, with Head still in, and those 4 byes going through Tommy Latham's gloves, that makes it easier for the Australians. Yeah, but with the batting, obviously just trying to score this amount of runs, with Head still in, and obviously Cummins and Patterson are very capable batsmen. They can do a job there. That has seen Australia win by 5 wickets. The way they started off, we thought it was going to be over quick smart, but it did take them 48 overs. Steve Smith, man of the match, for his 117. I think that's a bit hard on Kane Williamson for his 141. New Zealand lose their first game of the Champions Trophy, and that does mean that we will need to beat England and Bangladesh really to have a realistic chance of making it through. Group B sees, I was going to say Sri Lanka top, but that's only because they haven't played any games yet. So we've got England next up, so hopefully we can go and beat them. Really do need to get a win against them, otherwise it is going to come down to net run rates and stuff like that. But do hope you've enjoyed Cricket Captain 2017, guys. If you have, remember to smash that thumbs up button. If you are new, please do subscribe. Returning subscribers, make sure you hit the bell beside the subscribe button. That way you get notified every time I go live. Gonna wrap things up here. Go grab myself some more orange juice. Bulk up on some more videos again. Until next time, ka kite anō. See you soon.